Will Garza. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could please stand for our national anthem.
America great again.
Game over.
Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. That's right. We're here to celebrate Independence Day. Independence Day from the British. I'm the British. That's me, the British. And I'm here with our interim general manager, a.k.a. George Washington.
Manager?
Yeah, you didn't think that one was good?
I don't know. You know if I have an accent. I don't know if I have an accent.
That's right. No, I'm the British. My name's Miko Tulliver.
With double L's. 2
L's. You can find me around on the interwebs at Miko Tulliver with 2 L's. Happy Independence. That's right. I'm the British.
She is the British for today.
God save the king.
And then I am one of the colonists. I am the colonist right now. But
That's
anyways.
Right. Mm-hmm. You pay the tax. Yeah. I drink the tea. Next stop after this, Baston. What's up, everybody? Welcome to On the Deck. Like I said, I'm Miko Tulliver. I'm the British.
You were good at keeping up that character.
I practiced.
Whatever that character was, you were good at keeping it up.
I don't know if you guys can see this. We've actually been preparing for this particular On the Deck to celebrate independence here in America. Again, I'm Miko Tulliver.
In the United States of America.
You can find me around on the interwebs at Miko Tulliver. I'm here with our interim general manager, Antonio Ortiz. I know it's just a little late. It's a few days after 4th of July, but here we are on the first Friday doing On the Deck. Just want you to know anything we talk about here, you can tune into KPFA 94.1 FM, or you can always log on to our website, kpfa.org, and find out more information. But we're here to talk to you about Independence Day and what we do. First, we want to say Happy Independence. Happy Independence.
From the crown. But yeah, so we celebrate. In order to do that, we have a day off. So for anyone out there on July 4th, whatever you did, hopefully you had some fun things to do to celebrate, whatever that means to you. How did you celebrate?
I celebrated, I was really just kind of kicking it around the house. My grandmother's birthday is the day before. So that's that's really how I start the holiday for myself. That's right. Shout out to Granny.
Yeah. So that's how you mainly celebrate for Granny's birthday.
I do.
Yeah. Well, for my family, we ended up hanging out in Denver, of all places, because I have a brother and sister-in-law there. And what we were doing is really, it's just a way for us to gather and have family time together. And then my parents, they're from, I guess, what am I? Am I a second generation? I'm a second generation American.
Oh, so you're an immigrant. He's an immigrant.
Yes. And so for them, you know, that it means different things for different people. And I don't think for them, land of opportunity, things that they couldn't do back in the homeland, yada, yada, yada. Right. On our end, I think we have some reservations about Independence Day, especially, you know, for a place where there were already people here who...
No, this was the king's land. We conquered it. We took it over for the king.
Put a flag in it. But yeah, so there's reservations about that. But anywho, you know, Miko and I are letting people know that we honor the holiday because it's a federal holiday. So we took the day off. Everyone has a day off.
That's right. It's the law. Respect the law.
And also, just to let people know that KPFA, there's a lot of people with different experiences with the holidays. So, and especially for Independence Day, for a lot of people, it doesn't really mean independence. It's actually being overtaken by other people.
But just remember that in England, we got rid of slavery first. So we were a little bit ahead of it, everyone. God save the king. I'm the British. I'm the British. Yeah, no, there were some people who were just like, hey, does KPFA celebrate 4th of July? Do we do that? And legally, yes, we do. That's the law.
Well, the way it's celebrating it is that we have the day off.
We do have the day off. We did have the day off. But we are here to teach you about, like how does KPFA recognize Independence Day, what it is, kind of how it's such a big holiday. Of course, it is our independence from the British. You're free now. Although you stole that.
Even in the beginning, not everyone had the same rights. So
that's right. Some people, I don't know, particular people didn't have their freedom. So we want to acknowledge that too. So, and of course, we're here. It's, I love to wear a good costume.
I know. And it's our excuse to be able to wear as many different costumes as possible.
It is. I've got a nice collection going on now.
Even though I have to say my costume's a little bit too baggy on me.
I don't know. I think the person who ironed it did a really great job and you look amazing.
So, anywho.
But thank you everybody for tuning in. And yes, KPFA, legally, we have to acknowledge that it is the holiday, but we also acknowledge the audience of KPFA. We are a progressive audience. We have a lot of shows here who are really trying to inform you of, different things about KPFA, different things about America, different things about the term independence, what this holiday means and what it could be. And so we want to acknowledge that too, because that's important.
Yeah. And if you listen to KPFA and 94.1 FM, you'll get to hear a plethora of different points of views. Also a lot of criticism about the country that we live in, what could be better. The history, some of the history that was taught in schools that were not accurate, right? And so for anyone out there listening to 94.1 FM, you probably have heard a lot of the feedback that we have on the current state of the nation, also how the past was presented, yada, yada, yada. So
very good. All right. And with that, it's time for announcements. What's happening around KPFA in the month of July, because that's why we're here. That's why we're here.
We got some changes happening.
What's happening in July at KPFA?
Yes. So let's go start with the first one. And that would be, I'm going to wait for the
information there is going to come. Yes. But I think you say it. And then our PA, because remember, we got a PA. We got somebody who helps us. It's Jess, the lovely Jess.
The problem is I don't know the order.
Well, first, we're going to talk about Indie Landscapes. We got some programming updates. So Indie Landscapes, which is usually on Saturdays and is half an hour at 6:30, is now going to be on Sundays at 7 p.m. for a full hour.
Yes, 7 to 8 p.m. I'm super excited about this because from all of the programming that we have, there are some exceptions to some of the standards that we follow. And Indie Landscapes was the only music show that was 30 minutes. And a lot of the music programmers who do even an hour show say that an hour show is not enough because, that can give you maybe 6 to maybe 10 songs to play, not including giving information on who the artist is, where the song came from, or why the DJ likes that song. And so going from a 30-minute show to an hour, I think is a wonderful thing for Indie Landscapes. Also, I've listened to the show. There's a lot of new music that he presents to us, Greg Garza, that is. And so I'm super excited about that we no longer have the one exception of a 30-minute music show. My whole plan is to build consistency.
Oh, okay. Yes. There's a long game to that. I was wondering what was going to happen.
Why does he care about 30-minute show?
I know, right? kind of. What was I? But now that you tell me that, okay, I'm excited.
So now music shows are either 1 hour, 2 hours. There's some that are 3 and then 4, and there might be one out there that's 5 hours. But we're trying to make it so that it's more consistent across the board, right?
Well, you do know that KPFA is 60% music. So that's right. Yeah. We've got our political side, we've got our fun side, but we've got music.
Yep, we got the music department. So anyone out there who hasn't listened to the music at KPFA, you can tune in after 8 o'clock and before 5 in the morning. We got music in the evening and
non-stop. Yep. Non-stop.
And then the weekends are predominantly music with a sprinkling here and there of a news program and some public affairs.
I love that it's a sprinkling. All right. Yes. So what's our next announcement that we got?
Okay, so that one. Okay, so Indie Landscape, that starts this Sunday, July 9th at 7 p.m. Then the next one that we have is, you may be asking, what was on Sunday at 7 o'clock?
That's right. What was on Sundays
Yeah.
at 7 o'clock that you're replacing?
Yeah. So Talk It Out Radio used to be at 7 o'clock on Sundays, and now they are moving to Fridays at 3 o'clock. And today is their first day, July 7th.
That's right. And just a reminder for you folks that yes, we're here live on the deck in Berkeley, California. But for anybody who is watching after the fact, like on public access TV or on social media, just, today it started. Here we are live in the moment. I see some of you guys watching. Hello, tuning in. Thank you so much. But yes, we give you information for the whole month. Talk It Out Radio. I love that.
Radio, yeah. So Talk It Out Radio, I don't know exactly when they started creating content. It must have been, well, it was before I came back as a manager in 2017. I think they were already on the air at that time. And the premise of the show, well, I'm going to say the premise of the show, how I experience it. Of course, go listen to the show. You can also check out their episode pages on kpfa.org. But I look at it as a show where they talk about how people can have communication that's more effective, right? To build understanding with each other. Right?
That's right.
And the hosts are Nancy Kahn.
That's my girl.
Fresh Lev White. Is that right? Fresh Lev White?
Fresh Lev White.
And then Tim Reagan.
Very good.
Yep.
I love that show. Nancy Kahn is my girl.
Yeah. And it's a call-in show too. So they want to be able to provide all of the people out there, if you have any questions, I know that they open the phone lines for comments, for questions. And yeah, so looking forward to you all getting to experience them on Fridays at 3 o'clock.
That's wonderful. I love it. I love it. It's so good. All right. What do we have next here on our plan here? That's right. Okay. Now it's time to get to you our regular bits that we do here at KPFA. Now, first we're going to start with it flashed. It's flash is there. Put it up. Put it up. Put it up. Put it back up, Jess. Put it back up. It's there. Let's see it. The mocktail of the month of July. Summer Forage Spritz.
Summer Forage Spritz. Can we play that?
Yes, we want to play that as again a video. The Nightcap, which is Wednesdays at 10 with host Mo Herms. That's been a new show that's been out since about March. And Mo sends us a mocktail every single month. And just remember, for those of you guys who watch during the week and you're like, why are they always drinking mocktails?
Why are they always doing
Remember,
this?
every time we've mentioned the umbrella, which does look very nice today, by the way, we always have to drink our mocktail because Antonia's like, you always have to mention the umbrella. And because I went through a lot of work to get that. That's why I want to be acknowledged, recognized that
You don't understand.
I bleed blood for on the deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How hard it is just to get an umbrella.
Yeah. A working one that stays working. All right. Let's see the mocktail for the month of July, brought to you by host Mo Herms, host of The Nightcap, Wednesdays at 10 p.m. here on KPFA. Hit it, Jess.
So today we're going to use stuff that I've found on my walks. Loquats from the trees in the neighbor's yard, rosemary from my backyard, and I'm going to take these things, cut them up, and boil them up to make a syrup. Equal parts, 1 cup loquat, 1 cup sugar, and 1 cup water, so I can make a nice syrup out of all of this. Boil it, and then put it to a simmer, and let that loquat peach plum kind of flavor settle in. I threw in a dash of rosemary just to give it a little bite. Smash that fruit up into that hot syrup and then strain out the pulp. You want to cool that syrup. In the meantime, make some lemonade. And once you've got your lemonade done, take that lovely cool loquat syrup and add it to the lemonade. Easy, 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 easy. Fill that up, top it with some club soda, and you've got what I call the Summer Forage Spritz. It's very light, it's very refreshing with that neat loquat flavor. Enjoy.
Oh, yeah, that was wonderful. That was wonderful.
The loquat Summer Spritz.
Very good, very good, very good, Mo.
You know, I actually like that idea. You're walking around and there's within reason, people, within reason, you know.
Oh, because you don't want to steal something like how you stole the land from the king.
How you stole the land. Yes. Do not take from other people's land. No. But I love the idea of making a mixed drink from what comes from the land. Right. So if you have any, a loquat drink, I love that. Foraging. There are things out there that we can eat.
Very good. Very good. And then another great thing about living off the land, you can get so many things like wonderful herbs.
Wonderful herbs, yes.
And you know, we love to hype one of our friendly shows here, the Herbal Highway, because every month they also send us an herb. Now, you know, they have sent us an herb of the month for every single month so far. Here we are in July, the 7th month here.
Here's
Independence
the 7th
Month.
herb.
Here is the 7th herb. That's right. That's going to be brought to you by host Sarah Holmes, who is host of the Herbal Highway, which is Tuesdays at 1 p.m.
Tuesdays at...
Yes.
I want to say it's 1. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
it's 1 because Cover to Cover comes on at 2.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. So Herbal Highway.
I had to think there for a moment.
Yes, right. So the herb of the month for the month of July, our Independence Day, our Independence Month herb is going to be hibiscus.
Ooh,
so you ready to see
hibiscus.
this? That's right. You ready to see what
I
they
just
got?
had hibiscus drink.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I order that too. You know what? I like to order it because it's a red drink.
Yeah.
I do like the reds.
I do like the Jamaica, the hibiscus drink. It's a little bit too sweet. I would always prefer less sweet, but they always pre-mix it. So you can get, that's all you can get unless you add more water to it.
All right. Let's check out the herb of the month. You ready?
Let's go to it.
Ready? Here we go.
Hello, I'm Sarah Holmes with the Herbal Highway with your herb of the month for July. It is heating up, and this is time for hibiscus. So I made us some lovely tea today, which you can see how nice and dark that is. We got some nice condensation going on here. I'm going to pour some out, so hopefully you can see the color. So this I did as an overnight infusion. So that means handful of dry herb in a clean glass jar, poured hot water over it to fill it up, covered it, not too tight because the heat as it cools, the metal ring will contract and get even more tight come morning. Then you got your tea. So here we are. I love these little strainers. So this is an easy thing you can put over your mug and strain as you go, or you could use something larger and strain out your whole quart all at once. But here we go. Beautiful, beautiful, rich red color. Perhaps you can see it there. There we go. I'm going to have a drink because it's hot out here. Summertime heat. I love that. I love the sour. I love the brightness of it and the taste of it. The color is amazing medicine as well. So hibiscus helps us to work with heat in our bodies. It helps our bodies to regulate heat, which is what we need on a hot day like this as we move into summertime, full on summertime. We use the flowers and the leaves. These are both great to use as their medicine. You can steep them both together. And once you've made your tea, when it's hot out like this, you don't have to drink your tea hot. It's fine to drink it cold. And once it's steeped for the amount of time that you want, strain out the plant matter and put your jar in the fridge. And most herbs will still be good 2-3 days after that. Some of the other things that hibiscus does is it's rich in antioxidants. You can tell from that dark red color, right? The dark red berries, the dark blue berries are all very high in antioxidants. And so this is true also with hibiscus. So being high in antioxidants supports our cardiovascular system, helps lower cholesterol. This is also a supportive plant with type 2 diabetes. Overall, really beneficial. It also supports the liver. And sometimes our livers can really heat up in the summertime as well. Hibiscus is a great plant for that summer heat. If you are drinking large amounts of it and have low blood pressure, I would caution you against that. It can help to lower high blood pressure, but if you run really low and you're drinking lots of hibiscus, probably not a good idea. So do be mindful of that. You can also if you want to hear more about other summer episodes, you can go back in our archives at kpfa.org and check out summer 6/22/21. That's 6/22/21. I also did an episode on summer just a couple weeks ago in 2023. Now, those of you who were with me last month for June, I was talking about yarrow, and I brought a live friend with me today who I didn't have with me last time. I wanted you to see. So this is an example of a yarrow plant. It's very small. You can see it's budding right now, so it's not in full bloom yet. This one's a little behind the curve for this time of year because I just transplanted it. So it's playing catch up. It had a little bit of shock and now it's doing well. And so you can see this is a lovely plant. It does fine in pots. And if you put it in the ground, it will spread. So be mindful of if you have enough time and space to spread. But I wanted to give yarrow a little moment today as well. Great wound healer. If you want to hear more about yarrow, check out June's Herb of the Month. And in the meantime, make your hibiscus, drink it. This is really amazing to use as a mixer. So if you're making mocktails or even if you're making cocktails, hibiscus is a lovely to add. I like to use it with a little bubbly water and a little bit of cherry juice. Then you have really antioxidant rich. You can use this to make popsicles. There's all those really great and fun shaped popsicle makers, if you will, molds, there's the word. You can use your herb teas to make popsicles as well. And hibiscus is an excellent candidate for that. So enjoy your hibiscus, enjoy the heat, don't get overheated, and I'll see you next month. So if you'd like to listen to more of the Herbal Highway, you can find archives at kpfa.org and on some of your favorite streaming podcast platforms. If you'd like to follow us on social media, you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook at the Herbal Highway. If you'd like to follow me, Sarah Holmes, one of the hosts of the Herbal Highway, you can follow me at Blue Otter School. Renee Camila can be found at La Yerba Buena Herbs, and Emiliano Lemos can be found at Trans Herbalist. And check out KPFA, our home since 1997, on Facebook at KPFA 94.1, or Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok at KPFA Radio. We hope to see you soon.
Ooh, wow, that was great. Did you like that?
Yeah, and I just had hibiscus, Jamaica. That was, it makes sense. Have you ever noticed that you're eating some things and you realize, this feels cooling, and then you look in some literature, you hear from like the Herbal Highway where they say it's a cooling food, and you think, oh, I had that feeling when I was drinking it or eating it or heating food.
I guess so. I guess I'm usually thinking of like, oh, it's tasty, or if like afterwards I'm like, that made my stomach hurt, or that really made me hyper. Yeah.
Well, it's something that because my housemate, their background is from Asia, and so there's a lot of talk about heating, cooling, warming foods, and that's something that my family's from the Philippines, so we didn't grow up having those conversations about what to eat if you were cold or what to eat when you were hot. And even now, when I've gone through some to specialists to help with just maybe changing the way that my system is working because of the ailments that I have and things that they would mention to me, it's like, oh, your bodies tend to run hot, so you want to have cooling foods, and here's some examples. And an example would be it's things that I've read were like lamb, for example. And the funny thing is, I tend to not want lamb. I was like, there's nothing about it that really excites me. But then I'll have a lot of avocados, and avocados are cooling food. But that's not true for everything, because there are things that are my vices, like coffee, which is like, okay, well, that's not good for me, but
you like your coffee.
That becomes the addiction, right, for me. So that being said, it's interesting to hear the benefits of hibiscus. Also, when she said it was, would you say tart or tangy? I don't really have that, because when I'm having hibiscus, it's usually what you get at a Mexican restaurant, so that it's sugar, so you don't really taste the tartness of it. But
Oh,
when you actually just have the tea itself, I'm sure it's a totally different experience.
yeah. I
So,
usually get the tea, like if I'm like, oh, I
Mm.
want a tea, like an iced tea or something like that, and I like a hibiscus one. It's like a
Mhm.
flavor of mine.
it's a go-to flavor. Yeah.
Go to for all right, everybody. If you had fun, if you had a good time on our Independence show, our July show here at KPFA,
Did you have a good time with us?
we want to remind you guys. Oh, we want to remind you all. Tell them about the social medias.
If you
Tell
want to
them
follow us on social medias, please go to Facebook
Facebook.
at 94.1 FM.
No, that's
no.
terrestrial
At
radio.
94.1.
No. Facebook is at KPFA 94.1.
Oh, that's right. Facebook at KPFA 94.1, or on Instagrams, Twitter, YouTube, and the TikTok at KPFA Radio.
Now, I got to ask you, was George Washington the original? I know you're George Washington, but were the British, were the American British, they were British too, though. So did they have accents as well?
I don't know the answer to that, but I would assume that accent would be pretty similar, and nothing like this accent, because this accent is not from anywhere. The one that I'm doing.
I'm from England. I'm the British. I don't know about you. In fact, they used to call me the regulars because we used to be all British until you guys were all like, I'm going to run away from home and disrespect the monarchy.
We want to be different. We want to be independent.
You're like, we got to vote. What's that about? By the way, don't forget that the KPFA vote for volunteers.
Yes.
You can vote.
So for anyone out there who is a volunteer at the station or an employee at the station, also for all of you listening members, there will be an election coming up for the national board and also the local station board. Stay tuned for that. You'll be getting all that stuff in an email.
And don't forget to tell them about the fund drive.
And the fund drive, yes, we have a fund drive to keep the station going, and that's happening in July. I don't know the dates. It's the last 2 weeks of July.
It's going to be
the 18th to the 28th.
Fund drive will be July 18th to the 28th.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you tune in and help support KPFA.
Yes. And then to end things, since we're talking about Independence Day, just want to put out there for everyone, the history of the United States is a very dark history for a lot of people who are here originally. And even though me and Miko here are dressing up for fun because we want to infuse fun at the station, and dressing up in costume, we just want you all to know that we recognize that there was a lot of different experiences here, and it's not just, yay, we're independent from the British fireworks. People were displaced. There were other people here. There's also the experience of people coming here for different opportunities, right? But also not experiencing the same kind of equality as others. So, outside of the fun, we just want to put out there that we do understand that there were a lot of difficult stories out there of people's experiences, and just honor that,
We also want to put a smile on your face too, though, because sometimes the best medicine is laughter.
Yeah. And hopefully these ridiculous costumes have put a smile on your face.
Yes, that's right.
That's right. With that being said, we will send you off with a round of applause.
Oh, wait, we want to remind them that On the Deck weekly update's going to be back this Tuesday
at
2
2
p.m.
o'clock.
That's right. So tune in. You can see us. Antonio's back because you were on vacation.
Yes. Well, yes, I was on vacation. I paused because I was still working, so I wasn't really.
No, you were gone, dude.
Yeah, I was gone.
I was alone. I was here, and then I was like, "Oh," but it's cool. We'll be back, and then hopefully we'll even have Italina who can be here to do some of the donor highlights because we're branching out here. We got our costumes, we got our umbrella. we got more people joining in, and we want to just say thank you guys all. And so with that, we want to remind you to always tune into KPFA Radio 94.1 FM, or you can log on to kpfa.org. And with that, I believe we're going to say tally ho, farewell, tally ho,
adieu,
bye bye, chap. Like the British.